better late than never. Yes, I wish it would have been sooner, but you know, it's being done now. That's all I care about. It's being done now. We're moving forward, and I gotta say, is the happiest I've been.
A very tired but happy Victor Martinez talks about his march toward the Arnold Classic, still about 5 weeks away. In this MHP video update, Vic reminisces about his origins in the sport of bodybuilding, and we place his current efforts in the context of his entire career.
I'm training my ass off, I'm dieting, but I'm looking at and I'm seeing what's to come. That's it. You got inside me, I mean, I'm smiling every single day. And it's just total excitement. I mean, when I'm in pain, when I'm sore, when I'm doing cardio, when I'm tired, yes, I know what's coming.
One more.
This is documentary filmmaker Mike Pulcinella reporting for MHP. One of the benefits of sponsorship by MHP is that Victor Martinez gets a steady supply of MHP supplements for his contest prep. Far more than being the mere spokesman for the brand, Victor is also an avid user of the products. As I followed him with my camera for 2 years for the making of his documentary, I witnessed many unscripted moments of Vic using MHP products: the fat burner Dren, the pre-workout drink Dark Rage, post-workout Dark Matter, and the MHP vitamin supplement Activite, among others. Supplements alone won't get you where you want to be, but they are an indispensable part of a smart program of exercise, good nutrition, rest, and recovery. And MHP supplements are the best you can buy, backed up with years of research and testing, in the lab and in the field. MHP supplements are used by many of the best athletes in bodybuilding and the strength sports. To realize your full potential, make MHP a part of your daily program. January 28, 2011. 19 inches of snow fell in Brooklyn this week. Schools and businesses were closed, roads shut down. Sections of the city suffered from power outages, and Victor Martinez didn't miss a workout. We both get to Oscar Ardon's private gym a bit ahead of schedule, but once Oscar arrives, they waste no time in getting started. This leg training session is solid and intense, made more so by the fact that Oscar has removed carbs from Vic's diet for this week. Victor has to dig a little deeper tonight to find the energy needed to push this weight for the 20-rep sets that Oscar requires. This is not a particularly epic workout. The weights are heavy, but not exceedingly so. This is high-volume training. It's the number of reps that's important. Rather, what makes this night special is that at long last, Victor Martinez feels like teaming up with Oscar. He has finally returned to a path that will lead him toward greater success.
Even when I was amateur, I said, if I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do it to my best of my knowledge. And along the way, unfortunately, there's people that fill you with this bogus knowledge. And I was getting wrong advice, wrong tips, wrong way to work out, wrong diets, and just when I think an amateur left me, it followed me well into the pros. And it's always been something that I always had to shake off, but it just sticks on you like a barnacle on a boat.
Last set they did 20 with this, right? So I'm gonna add 5 more pounds, just a little more intense.
Everything's made on choices, you know. Made bad choices in life and bad choices in my career in bodybuilding, but the worst choice you can make is not correct it. and harp on the bad choices, you know, just put them to the side, take them as a learning experience, and change creates growth, and that's what I decided now. That's why I'm sitting here, that's why I'm with Oscar here. And, you know, again, I keep saying it, you know, better late than never. Yes, I wish it would have been sooner, but, you know, it's being done now, and that's all I care about.
Better late than never. Victor Martinez has been on a path to bodybuilding greatness for a long time. I began to learn a bit about how he got started in bodybuilding when I visited him last summer in California. Vic and a few friends took me on a tour of some of the sights of Venice Beach, including the famous boardwalk.
Only California, Dr. Zing. Over here, you still got leftover hippies.
Their goal was to show me where it all began, Muscle Beach. Some say the art and sport of bodybuilding really began to take off in popularity here in the 1950s and 60s. Known for its gymnastic and lifting exhibitions, Muscle Beach was for many young bodybuilding fans a place of wonder and mystery at the farthest edge of the continent. It was here that Vic began to reminisce about his first exposure to the idea of bodybuilding.
1988, first pump. Jesse King, we're in the after-school program playing basketball and dodgeball, and right before we left, they said, hey, let's go mess around in the weight room. And right when we go into the weight room, we're all changing our shirts, and Jesse King takes off his shirt, and all of a sudden we see this massive pec just hanging out, and we're like, well, how'd you do that? His mom was strict, and he said she would never let me out the house, so he would just start doing push-ups. And we always did push-ups, but we always never were consistent with our push-ups. So we were saying we do push-ups. So what do? The last few minutes of the after-school program, we started doing push-ups, all of us together at the same time, and doing some chest workout. And the next day, I couldn't move my arms, of course, but it was definitely my first chest pump.
Influenced by cultural icons like Lou Ferrigno as the Incredible Hulk, professional wrestling, and of course, Arnold as Conan, Victor decided that push-ups weren't going to be enough.
My mother gave me money for my birthday, and probably the same year, my mother gave me money, first $50 ever for my birthday. And I went to Modell's, and I bought the Joe Weider training set, which was a 110-pound dumbbell set. Had two of my friends help me. We couldn't carry the box. I couldn't drag 110 pounds down the street, and we trying to drag the box. We said, screw that. So we had to unpack everything in the middle of the street. We barely dragged it one block. So we unpacked everything. We loaded up the dumbbells, and we loaded up the barbell. So two of us took the barbell, one on each side, while the other one carried two dumbbells on each of his arms, and that's how we walked pretty much to the train. And all I have to say was the most painful walk ever because we could barely get the weights down to the train station.
Thus began the bodybuilding career of Victor Martinez. It wasn't long before he was fulfilling his potential. He was entering contests and winning. Though the idea of turning pro wasn't originally part of his plan, it happened in 2000.
It's never been, I want to be a bodybuilder. It never was. It was more of, this is what I can do to keep me away from other things that are not as good for me. I wanted to be a firefighter, you know? Bodybuilding, yes, I could do it. Yes, I was good at it, but it was never anything that I said, I want to be a pro. I think if I put too much emphasis on it and try to go too crazy and became obsessed with becoming a pro, I think I probably would have done more harm than good.
So I always had dreams of coming out to California and moving out, and the first time was at the age of 19 after I did my first show, and I always thought how different could have been. Would it have been better, okay, or worse? You never know. I mean, it's just a guess, it's just me, but I definitely will continue bodybuilding, and who knows? I probably could have been a professional much sooner. That's the only thing I could think of. It would have probably been much sooner, and I would have definitely seen a lot of my idols much sooner too. So it would have been great.
What's up, baby? How you doing?
Yo, what's going on, man?
Good to see you, man. Hey,
What's going on, man?
Victor Martinez. That's a worldwide bodybuilder, bro.
Yeah, that's a
Man, you know, but you bench press.
Bench press is 500 on a bad day.
Okay.
At least one for the little guys.
That nigga's extra swole. Hey, that's Victor Martinez, bro.
Oh shit. Super slow.
Come on, man. We used to watch him over there on Bob and Tammy's big screen.
Vic's reputation in bodybuilding is already considerable, and yet that one big prize has eluded him so far. The Arnold Classic in 5 weeks is important, of course, but it is just a stepping stone to the Olympia in September.
All right, take care. Let's see you. Give me a high five. Whoa, that's a nice one. All right, bye. Take care.
Back in Brooklyn, the bright lights of the Arnold stage in Columbus seem far away. All that matters today is the next rep, the next set.
I'm really proud of how he's doing everything. I'm seeing someone that is wanting to win, desiring to win, and doing whatever it takes to win. There's no drama, no negativity, all green lights ahead, mentally on point, physically responding. One of the best preparations ahead with anyone.
Each time is one level of conditioning, and you step it up a notch, and the next level of conditioning, and we move up a notch. Are we ever at the same level? No, we just keep moving forward. That's what my body's feeling, and each time it's just when I think I look good, I get better. And every time I see in the mirror and I say, wow, I look okay, I look better next time. And you're not letting up just because of that either. Better late than never. Yes, I wish it would have been sooner, but you know, it's being done now. That's all I care about. It's being done now. We're moving forward, and I gotta say, is the happiest I've been.
He's going through this himself on a daily basis, you know, and he's conditioning himself for that one day. You know, he knows everything he does each and every day matters.
To get instant updates on all my video projects, subscribe to the Gato MJP YouTube page or become a Mike Pulcinella Facebook friend. The Victor Martinez story is made possible by MHP Bodybuilding Supplements.